10 Premier League talking points as title race hots up after flurry of penalties. The Premier League never ceases to amaze, and this weekend was no different as late drama impacted both ends of the table in a number of contests. In what is quickly emerging as a three-horse race for the title, all three of Chelsea, Manchester City and Liverpool did not blink in the face of hardship as all three picked up a hard-fought win. Mikel Arteta's Arsenal got back on track with a routine 3-0 victory against an abysmal Southampton side who struggled to lay a glove on their hosts at the Emirates. Brentford compiled relegation-threatened Watford to more misery with a remarkable late comeback victory under the lights on Friday night at the Brentford Community Stadium. Here are 10 talking points in response to another stellar weekend of Premier League football. Have your say. Who will come out on top of this season's title race? Comment below. Aston Villa manager Steven Gerrard was given a warm reception by the Kop when he walked back out at his old club on Saturday afternoon. The Reds, though, showed they were not about to give their former skipper any chance of going easy as Mohamed Salah's second-half penalty eventually settled matters and kept them just a point behind leaders City and still one in front of Chelsea in a tense title battle. Jurgen Klopp's side were given a hard time of it throughout, particularly in the final quarter of an hour as Villa ramped up the pressure. City maintained their slender advantage at the top of the Premier League with a 1-0 win over 10-man Wolves at the Etihad Stadium. A somewhat scrappy and ill-tempered affair had seen Raul Jimenez sent off for 2 bookings in quick succession shortly before half-time. City made their advantage count when João Moutinho was ruled to have handled a Bernardo Silva cross, despite some suggestion the ball may have actually struck his back. Raheem Sterling, however, showed a cool head to slot in the resulting spot kick and continue his resurgence in Pep Guardiola's team, who despite not being at their free-flowing best again, found a way to pick up all 3 points. When Jorginho stepped up to take a stoppage time penalty against Leeds with the chance to secure what could yet prove to be a crucial victory, everyone in Stamford Bridge had little doubt about the outcome. The Italy midfielder's spot kick double on Saturday settled what was a spicy contest and more importantly gave Chelsea momentum again after defeat to West Ham and also dropping points against Manchester United in their previous home game. Jorginho has been playing through a back problem, which Blues boss Thomas Tuchel hopes will eventually prove worth the sacrifice come May. After finally securing victory in Eddie Howe's 4th match in charge against fellow relegation battlers Burnley last weekend and Newcastle's first league win of the campaign at the 15th attempt, the 4-0 capitulation at Leicester on Sunday swiftly brought expectation levels back in check. Nevertheless, results elsewhere leave Newcastle still only 3 points from safety, albeit with a testing run of games over the unforgiving festive schedule, starting at Anfield on Thursday night. Given the arrival of the new owners, the idea the St James Park faithful could be witnessing their side in the Championship next term is unthinkable after the recent high of the imminent financial boost. Arsenal produced a determined display to bounce back from the last gasp defeat at Everton to see off Southampton 3-0, and all without skipper Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Gunners boss Mikel Arteta revealed the Gabon frontman had been dropped for a disciplinary breach, which reportedly concerned a late return from a trip abroad. It is thought that the Arsenal captain flew to Barcelona to get a tattoo from his usual artist, potentially breaking a number of COVID protocols. There is no doubt of what the 32-year-old brings to the side, but the club's strong stance again showed it always must be the badge on the front of the shirt which matters, whatever the name written on the back. Should Martin Odegaard continue his fine form in front of goal and Arsenal fans will barely think about Aubameyang's absence. The Norway international has been, for the most part, impressive since making his switch from Real Madrid permanent in the summer, but is desperately needed to add goals to his game for some time. Having notched just 2 during his 6-month loan spell at the club last term, Odegaard has notched more in the last 3 games, after finding the net against Manchester United, Everton and now Southampton respectively. Considering Odegaard should have had another to his collection, had Aubameyang not touched his goal-bound effort, while in an offside position against Watford, the 22-year-old is quickly emerging as one of Arsenal's most potent attacking threats. David Moyes' men have enjoyed a stunning start to the league season with impressive performances both domestically and in Europe. However, a 0-0 draw away at Burnley has loosened their grip of 4th spot, presenting Spurs with the chance to leapfrog them into the top 4 should they win their 2 games in hand. It was a relatively uneventful affair at Turf Moor, the Hammers unable to beat the in-form Nick Pope between the sticks. The draw means Wednesday night's trip to the Emirates is even more important for both West Ham and Arsenal. Claudio Ranieri is currently doing exactly what he was brought into to do at Vicarage Road, keep the Hornets out of the bottom 3. However, the chance to put further daylight between their relegation rivals was spurned in heartbreaking fashion. On course for a vital away win at Brentford, after leading 1-0 in the 83rd minute, the Watford faithful made the short trip home dejected after a 96th-minute penalty handed the hosts all 3 points after Pontus Jansson's equaliser. After enjoying a rare win at home to Arsenal, Everton returned to the kind of dismal form that has marred their season. Rafa Benitez is under increasing pressure from the Goodison Park faithful, whose opinions are unlikely to have been swayed after witnessing their 3-1 defeat by Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park. Though Salomon Rondon actually netted the Toffees' goal, his introduction was met with backlash given he replaced talisman Richarlison. Cristiano Ronaldo has spent a large portion of his second spell at United operating as a lone striker as part of a front three, most commonly aided by Jadon Sancho and Mason Greenwood on either flank. However, with a new manager comes new philosophies, and Rangnick opted to deploy a pairing of Ronaldo and Marcus Rashford up front away at Norwich City on Saturday evening. It failed to spark much chemistry, but Ronaldo was to be the deciding factor yet again, after he was fouled in the box by Max Aarons with 15 minutes left to play. There are few players more reliable from 12 yards, Ronaldo lashing home, unnerved by Tim Krul's distraction tactics to hand Ralph Rangnick his second win as Manchester United interim boss.